For over 160 million years, dinosaurs were the dominant life forms on Earth. They ruled the land, sea, and sky, evolving into a vast array of species, from the towering, plant-eating Brachiosaurus to the fierce and intelligent Velociraptor. This era, known as the Mesozoic era, was divided into three periods: the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous. In the Triassic period, around 250 million years ago, the first dinosaurs appeared. They were small, swift creatures competing with other reptiles in a world still recovering from the largest mass extinction in history. As time passed and the Jurassic period began, dinosaurs grew larger and more diverse, filling different ecological roles. This was the age of giants: Stegosaurus, Allosaurus, and enormous sauropods that roamed the land. Meanwhile, flying reptiles like pterosaurs soared above, and the oceans were home to massive marine predators. By the Cretaceous period, dinosaurs had reached their peak. The land was covered in lush forests, flowering plants had begun to spread, and dinosaurs of all shapes and sizes dominated nearly every environment. The famous Tyrannosaurus rex, Triceratops, and Spinosaurus lived during this time. But despite their success, an invisible clock was ticking toward their end. Around 66 million years ago, disaster struck. A massive asteroid, estimated to be about 10 to 15 kilometers wide, crashed into what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. The impact released energy equivalent to billions of atomic bombs, triggering massive wildfires, tsunamis, and a choking cloud of dust that blocked out sunlight for years. This led to a dramatic collapse of ecosystems, freezing temperatures, and the eventual extinction of nearly three-quarters of all life on Earth. The mighty dinosaurs, who had reigned for so long, could not survive the changing world. Some smaller species of reptiles and birds managed to endure, but the age of dinosaurs had come to a violent and final end. What followed was the beginning of a new era, one that would see the rise of mammals and eventually human beings. With the dinosaurs gone, the world was left in chaos. The asteroid impact had not only wiped out the dominant species, but had also drastically altered the environment. Ash and debris filled the skies, blocking sunlight and plunging the Earth into a period of darkness and extreme cold. Plants struggled to survive, food chains collapsed, and only the hardiest creatures managed to endure. Among the survivors were small, furry mammals, creatures that had lived in the shadows of dinosaurs for millions of years. While dinosaurs ruled the Earth, mammals had remained small and relatively insignificant, mostly nocturnal to avoid competition with the giant reptiles. But in the post-dinosaur world, they found new opportunities. Without large predators dominating the land, these small mammals rapidly adapted and evolved, taking over empty ecological niches. Over the next few million years, mammals began to diversify. Some species became burrowers, some took to the trees, and others grew larger, filling the roles once occupied by dinosaurs. The Paleocene epoch, which began right after the extinction event, saw mammals increasing in size, experimenting with different diets, and adapting to a world in recovery. As forests regrew and plant life flourished again, mammals spread across the continents. By the Eocene epoch, around 56 million years ago, mammals had truly begun their rise to dominance. The planet had warmed, and lush jungles covered much of the land. This era saw the evolution of early primates, the ancestors of monkeys and apes. Hoofed animals, the precursors of today's horses, deer, and cows, began to appear. Giant flightless birds, some of which were top predators, roamed the landscape. Mammals were no longer just small, rodent-like creatures. They had become the rulers of Earth's ecosystems. As millions of years passed, mammals continued to evolve. Some became marine creatures, giving rise to whales and dolphins. Others took to the skies, leading to the evolution of bats. On land, some mammals grew to enormous sizes, like the woolly mammoth and giant ground sloths. This period of expansion and diversification set the stage for the rise of intelligent life. Among these evolving mammals were early primates that eventually gave rise to hominids, the ancestors of humans. The disappearance of dinosaurs had allowed mammals to flourish, Reshaping the course of life on Earth forever, the extinction of the dinosaurs was not just the end of an era, but the beginning of a dramatic transformation of Earth itself. Without the giant reptiles dominating the land, the planet entered a new phase of evolution, shaping the world as we know it today. But this transformation was not instant. It took millions of years of gradual change, driven by shifting continents, fluctuating climates, and the constant evolution of life. One of the most significant changes was the movement of Earth's continents. During the age of dinosaurs, all the continents had been much closer together, forming the supercontinent Pangaea, which later split into smaller landmasses. After the extinction event, the continents continued to drift apart, creating the familiar shapes we recognize on maps today. This movement altered ocean currents and wind patterns, which in turn affected climate and weather conditions across the globe. In the early Cenozoic era, the world experienced a period of warmth. Tropical forests stretched much farther than they do now, covering large portions of land. New ecosystems emerged, supporting the growth of mammals, birds, and reptiles that had survived the extinction event. But this warm period was not to last. As time passed, Earth underwent cycles of cooling and warming, reshaping its landscapes. One of the most critical shifts happened about 34 million years ago when Antarctica became fully covered in ice, marking the beginning of an era of long-term cooling. This led to the Ice Ages, periods when vast glaciers spread across much of the planet. During these cold periods, sea levels dropped as water became trapped in ice, exposing land bridges that allowed species to migrate and evolve in new environments. The Ice Ages played a crucial role in shaping modern ecosystems. Grasslands expanded, giving rise to large grazing animals such as bison, horses, and mammoths. Predators adapted to these new open landscapes, leading to the evolution of species like wolves and big cats. The changing environment forced creatures to adapt, resulting in the intelligence and cooperation seen in many mammals today. Meanwhile, Earth's geological activity continued to shape the planet. Volcanic eruptions altered the atmosphere. Mountain ranges rose due to tectonic shifts, and rivers carved valleys that would later become homes for civilizations. The formation of the Himalayas, the Andes, and the Rocky Mountains influenced climate and rainfall patterns, further impacting life's evolution. Over millions of years, the planet's landscapes, climates, and ecosystems shifted, leading to the world we recognize today. But even now, Earth continues to change, just as it always has. The forces that shaped the world after dinosaurs are still at work, reminding us that our planet is a living, evolving place, constantly in motion. The extinction of the dinosaurs was not the end of Earth's story. It was the beginning of a new chapter. From the ashes of destruction, life found a way to adapt, evolve, and flourish. The rise of mammals, the shifting continents, and the ever-changing climate all played a role in shaping the planet we now call home. But Earth's transformation is far from over. Just as the past was shaped by great changes, the future will be as well. The story of our planet is one of survival, adaptation, and evolution, a story that continues with us. As we stand here today, we are part of this great journey, a reminder that no matter how much the world changes, life will always find a way forward.